Hey guys, welcome back to Film Title. Today we'll talk about the most insane moments on Dr. Pimple Popper. Let's head into it. Number 1. Baby head lipoma. Stacy from Conyers, Georgia came to see Dr. Pimple Popper after 16 years of living with a growth stake behind her shoulder and towards her armpit. Stacy estimated that the growth had grown to the size of a baby's head, despite the fact that it was the size of a golf ball when she first observed it. On the episode, Stacy commented, "It feels like there's a band around my arm." She claims that the cause of removing the growth has kept her from having it removed. Instead, she dresses in extra large shirts with long sleeves to conceal her baby belly. Stacy also stated that her pregnancy limits her from being as hands-on with her kindergarten students as she would like. Dr. P diagnosed Stacy's growth as a lipoma after analyzing it. The most common location for a fatty lump is between the epidermis and the underlying muscle layer. Lipomas are slow-growing tumors that are normally painless, but can be malignant in rare cases. Some people have multiples. Lipomas are located just beneath the surface of the skin and easily move when the pressure is applied. The neck, shoulders, back, abdomen, arms, and thighs are all frequent places for them to appear. Although surgery isn't usually required, if the lipoma is unpleasant, painful, or developing, it may be necessary. While lipomas are small and harmless, liposarcomas are a form of sarcoma or malignant growth. They typically occur deeper within the body, and if left untreated, they can grow larger and spread to other parts of the body. They are often painful, swollen, and might lead to changes in weight. Lipomas can grow to dangerously large sizes or put strain on nearby nerves, causing pain. They aren't brittle, discolored, or rapidly developing though. It's best to get a tumor checked out as soon as possible if it has these more dangerous qualities. From the outside, Stacy's lipoma felt dense and fibrous. According to Dr. P, she pressed her fingers along the fat lump, removing the fibrous strands that held it in place. She also used scissors to clip the fibers away from the lipoma and release it. More blood surged to the top, resembling ketchup, according to Lee. Lee used one hand to keep the thick growth from dropping to the floor, while cutting away the final fibers with the other. All of a sudden, the growth fell into Lee's hands in one fell swoop. It weighed 5 pounds and 5 ounces when she weighed it. Number 2. Orange-sized lipomas. During the most recent episode of the show, Dr. P treated a longtime fan who had an orange-sized growth on the back of his leg and neck. Jim, a 55-year-old postal service carrier from Cottonwood, Arizona, came to Dr. Pimple Popper because he was concerned that his growth would harm his career. He also revealed that he and his recently deceased wife watched Dr. Pimple Popper together. Dr. P's real name is Sandra Lee. Who gives a shit? During the episode, Jim commented, "I feel like my wife had in me getting a hold of Dr. Lee, and right now, she's staring down at me." Jim's neck growth began as a quarter-sized lump 17 years ago and has grown to the size of an orange, he claimed. Dr. P diagnosed Jim with 2 lipomas when she first saw him in her Upland, California clinic. Lipomas are fat-filled growths that appear between the muscle and skin layers of a person. Lipomas usually grow slowly and are small, measuring approximately 2 inches in diameter. When pushed with a finger, these growths normally feel doughy and move around under the skin. Lipomas are painless for most people, but they can be uncomfortable for others if they are near nerves or blood vessels. The lipomas can be trained if this is the case. Lee began treating Jim's thigh growth first. She numbed the region before slicing a lumpy, slick yellow fat mass coated in blood through the center with a blade. In an attempt to release the lipoma from its cavity, Dr. Pimple Popper pressed her finger between the lipoma and Jim's skin. Then, with one hand, she squeezed the sides of the skin while gripping and pulling the bulk with the other. "Doesn't it make you think of chicken?" In response, Jim stated that his wife liked chicken broth. Dr. P removed the entire lipoma in one piece. A few minutes later, Lee went on to his neck lipoma after sewing up Jim's thigh area. She said that because the neck has a more fibrous tissue that supports lipomas under the skin, removal would be more difficult. She began by cutting into the core of the growth and loosening it with her hands. She chopped the lipoma in half, the view beneath the surface, after noticing it was wedged into place. Lee then sewed up Jim after cutting out the rest of the lipoma using surgical scissors. She stated that the process was easier than she anticipated. Dr. P autographed a picture of Jim and his wife before he departed California at Jim's request. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.